The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1. And it happened, after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece. Koholoyim la Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rechah HaKadosh. Double honors and salutations to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that taught us the truth, that rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect and to the 1/3 men, women, and children of Israel, and to the Israelite foreigners who has the appearance of the heathens, but their lineage, their seed line from their fathers goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom. This is the brother Hawashai Abadia, GMS Chicago. And speaking of seed line, that's what I want to do this video about. I want to title it, Lord willing, why Caucasians / Edomites love Alexander, the so-called great. All right. And that was a question I always wondered as a child. I was like, what's the big deal with him? History, you hear about him and, you don't really think too much of it. But here we are now in the truth, man. All right. And what does the Bible do? The Bible tracks lineage, man. All right. Those names aren't just fictional characters. All right. And as far as lineage, like we say, we are descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And we don't need DNA for that. All right. The Lord told us in Psalms 147:19, he showed us, matter of fact, let's just get it. All right. It's through the Spirit, man. Okay. If your soul and your spirit resonate with the true doctrine, okay, the gospel, then you're an Israelite, man. And the scriptures tells us in Jeremiah 31 that as long as the sun and the moon have their ordinances, the seed of Israel is still in the earth, roughly paraphrasing. This is Psalms 147:19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, all right, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. So, all right, so we have a division. We were talking about Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white people, all right, because they hide under these words and white social constructs and put us as black because they run the earth. They rule the earth, all right. And that's what Alexander the Greek was all about. And he wasn't the original Greek either. The Japhetic people, all right, Darius and them, all right, that ruled the Persians and the Medes, they were the original Greeks, man. There's many relics. Matter of fact, melanated Greeks, right? There are many relics of that. All right. That's why it says he was first in his stead, right? So let's jump into it. It says First Maccabees 1. And what you see here too, it says Daniel prophecy is of Alexander the Great, right? And matter of fact too, he was a Mo too. He was an alphabet. They show. I watched the whole series with him, man. All right, you can find Daniel in Alexander in the book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 5 through what's this say 16. You can barely see it, and 21 and 22, all through the scriptures, man. All right, especially through Daniel, man, because America is the last leg of the Roman Empire. Where did the Roman Empire come from? Came from the Greeks. All right. That's why they called it the Greco-Roman Empire. Right. So it says here, Slakia. So it says First Maccabees 1:1. And I'm going to read down to 9. All right. Because Alexander, and I'm going to show that how he's an Edomite. His seed line goes back to Amalek. Right. And I'm going to try to make it as simple as I can. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim and had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, because they conquered the Babylonian empire, the Persians, right? Persians and the Medes. It said, all right, so then now their kingdom is being taken from Alexander, right? As it says here, it says that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece. So that means they're not the original Greeks. All right, is the Japhetic people, man, that were melon. Continue. It says, all right, so now they got Greece. It says, and made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth. And went through, and this is what Esau's proud of. Yeah, we went through, we took it from you fair and square. All right, we pillaged you, and you couldn't do anything about it because we're stronger than you and we're smarter than you. Good. That's right. That's what the Lord did for you. The Lord gave you the earth, right? Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. Continuing, it says, and went through to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations. They're still doing that now. Insomuch that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up. Proud, all right? The proud boys, proud to few the Marines. All right, it's telling you all the characteristics of this devil. It says, and he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him. All right, and that's to this day. And after these things, he fell sick and perceived that he should die. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his this kingdom among them while he was yet alive. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them. All right, many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. Isn't that how the earth is ran today? Hey, Proverbs 29:2 tells us that, hey, when the wicked are when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Right? And we know Esau, Edom, they are the sons, the seed line of the devil, man. All right? They are a nation that do the bidding of Satan on earth, man. All right? And Satan means adversary, right, of righteousness, and devil means deceiver and slanderer, right? So we're bringing out characteristics. It says, and there came out of them a wicked root. And we know Malachi 1:4 tells us that Esau, Edom, they're the border of wickedness. Antiochus, surname Epiphanes, all right, these names are in history books, man. Son of Antiochus the king, who had been a hostage at Rome, and he reigned, he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. All right. And it goes into our people following the ways of the Greek fashions and all that. That's how you have fraternities. But anyway, that's another subject for another time. Now, let's go to the editions of Esther, which is the Apocrypha, the King James 1611 Apocrypha, which is part of the Holy Scriptures. Without that, the Apocrypha, the Bible, is incomplete. So now let's go to the editions of Esther, verse 16. And I'm going to show how Philip, Alexander, through his father Philip, the Macedonian, keep that word in mind, Macedonian, right? How they are connected to the Edomites, man. So this is the editions of Esther in the Apocrypha, chapter 16, verse 10. It says, for Ammon, remember that word, Ammon. Ammon is the same as Haman, Haman, right? For Ammon, a Macedonian, the son of Amadatha, being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood. So they were not the original Greeks, man. It says it right there. And far distant from our goodness, as a stranger received of us. All right. Now let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 15. I'm going to grab 2 out of here. Verse 8. It says, and he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive. And who's ruling in the Holy Land now? All right. Amalek, man. You can't even really say that name on this, It's the small hats, the tiny hats. That's who's ruling the earth. That's who's controlling Babylon the Great, aka America, through DJT, man. All right. The tiny hats, the Shirley Temple, right? It says, and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword. And that was Esau's blessing in Genesis chapter 27, verse 38 on down. The sword, which is the modern day military. Now let's jump down, because these prophecies came out, man. And we're reading them. Down to verse 32, it says, then said Samuel, bring you hither to me Agag, the king of the Amalekites. And Agag came into him delicately. And Agag said, surely the bitterness of death is past. Right? So now let's go to the book of Esther. The book of Esther, 3, and I'm going to start at 1. Now, it says, after these things did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Ammedatha, the Agagite, and advanced him and set his seat above all the princes that were with him. Let's jump down to verse 10. It says, and the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman, the son of Ammedatha, the Agagite, the Jewish enemy, the Jews' enemy. All right, the Israelites. Okay, so now we got to find. So now we linked it. Let's go back to the Dishes of Esther. 16 and 10. See, for Ammon, a Macedonian. What did it say Philip was? Told us that, what's that? First Maccabee. And it happened after that, Alex, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim. So now let's grab the book of Genesis. We're just following seed line, man. That's all. The Edomites are still here in the earth, man. This is Genesis chapter 36, verse 12. It says, and this is the sons of Esau, man. Okay. It says, and Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bare to Eliphaz Amalek. And these were the sons of Adah, Esau's wife. All right. Also, what was that? There's no end to the name. Let's get that. Two nations. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 16. It says, there is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and vexation of spirit. Right. So these Christians, they love to say, oh, the Edomites are done away with. Well, the scripture says that didn't happen, man. They keep on being reincarnated. And this is the lineage that they're running from, man. You so-called white people, self-proclaimed white people, you're the Edomites, man. All right. The red Hebrew Edomites. All right. And your kingdom is coming to an end. Let's grab, because when Yahushua come back, who you people ignorantly call Jesus, man. Hey, he's coming back to a world where Esau Edom is ruling. Okay. Don't he have stewardship over the whole earth? All right. They named the money has his face on it. The dollar. Right. The petrodollar, their faces all over it. Just look how DJT is operating, man. They have stewardship of the entire earth. And who has their hand in his back, man? Amalek. So Yahushua is coming back very soon to conquer Edom, man. Let's grab Isaiah 63 and 1. It says, Who is this that cometh from Basra with dyed Slacky? Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? All right, Basra was a main city in Edom. Let's prove it, man. Basra. Stained in crimson. Slacky. Basra, Petra. Basra was a principal city and capital of the ancient Iron Age kingdom of Edom. All right. And modern day Basra is Petra. You know? It's like, no, it's not. But it was a city there. All right. And this is what Edom is from, man. Look at the architect, man. You know, you got Ishmael there now in Elam, but this is how your courthouses are made. All this is characteristics of them, man. Look at that. That's how they're like the White House. Your courthouses, museums. You come here to Chicago, all them buildings look like that. Even Soldier Field, the Coliseum, the stadium where the Bears play. All right? Those columns. Those are the Edomites, man. So now let's go back. Isaiah 63. So when they say Basra, modern day Basra is still here. Wherever Esau Edom dwells, which is America, remember, get out of my country, you illegal aliens, as they say. This is my country. Pickup truck and all that. Mountain Dew, Marlboro cigarettes. Yeah. This is Basra, man. This is a buzzword for America. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. That's Yahweh Shai, who you people ignorantly and falsely call Jesus, man. It says, wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that tread in the wine fat? Because there's going to be a lot of killing happening. I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger. Hey, and what's the name? Revelation 1:7 said he's coming back for those two Roman centurions that stabbed him. Okay? It says, I will tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeem is coming. That is very, very near, man. And that's what these devils are scared of, man. So let's end it off with this. Because they know that time is trickling down. Hey, and Esau's going to come with his sword, man. That's why we got to stay prayed up. Hey, he ain't just going to give his kingdom away easily like that. Hey, the scripture says that the elect shall be scarcely saved, man. And Lord willing, I'm of that number, man. And those that is preaching the true doctrine of Yahweh Shai, the gospel, the good news. Because this is only good news to the elect. Let's end it off with 2 Esdras 6 and 7. It says, then answered I, and I said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world. That word world in the Greek is eon, which is an age, man. All right. And we're at the end of that. All right. And the kingdom of heaven will be on earth as in heaven, like the Lord's Prayer say, man. Everybody know that prayer. And Jacob, all right, so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, and speckled birds that look like the heathens, is the beginning of it that followeth, man. That is the kingdom of heaven on earth. And wanted to share something else real quick. This book here. Now, this is an Edomite scholar, William Beeston. All right, Elder Malcolm put me on this book years ago, man, when I first came in listening to him. This is their book. This when they sacked the temple. The Roman Empire, the Empire of the Edomites, William Beeston. Okay? So their own scholars even exposes them, man. What's that? Psalm 64:8. Their own tongue shall come upon them. You have the what's that? That other book. Darn it, something of Edom. I forget the name, but yeah, it's like you. Yeah, man. So hey, this devil is being revealed like it tells us in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and we're revealing them through lineage, man. Truth of the matter, and they don't like it, man. So Lord willing, it was edifying. Shalom.